It was in a remote compound in the high desert of New Mexico that police found the children, 11 of them, ranging in age from 1 to 15, and in conditions police say were shocking. They apparently lived in this partially buried trailer. No running water, no plumbing, no electricity. The only food, a few potatoes and a box of rice. Police say the children were dirty and malnourished.
They were in bad shape. I mean, the children were dirty. They didn't have clothes that fit them properly. Just seeing them walking around like that, it was hard to see.
During the search, police arrested this man, Siraj Wahaj, who they'd been tracking for weeks on suspicion of abducting his own son in December. He wasn't among the children rescued. A second man, Lucas Morton, was also arrested on suspicion of harboring a fugitive. 3 women, believed to be mothers of the children on the compound, were arrested but later released. Police had moved in after being passed a message from someone inside that people were starving. Police had moved in after being passed a message from someone inside that people were starving. Police had moved in after being passed a message from someone inside that people were starving. Police say it appears the children had been living at this compound for a few months, but it's not known how they ended up here. They're now in the care of welfare services. Authorities say their health and safety is the #1 priority.
Anybody with eyes can see what this situation is. It is black people who want to be set apart from the Gentile world. And basically, the tragedy in this situation is you had some imploder on the inside imploding and basically ratted everybody else out, you know, that was on this compound to get away from Gentile land, you know, so we can be set apart. You know what the situation is, and then you know what the other situation is. You always got some coon on the inside, and I don't care if it's the little kids or the women, it's always some coon who want to be in white world, and that's why you got to get rid of them. I just got rid of somebody on our land, and even though they were paying out the bulk of the money, and they were, I would rather do without the money than to deal with an imploder. And that's what we got to be careful of, black people, imploders. So we had the police sneaking around our house, you know. They done came out twice due to all of the allegations and shit that this imploder went out. Say they know all your secrets. They know exactly what you do on the inside. They know how you don't like the system. This dude, which is supposed to be my son, but he ain't. He the seed of Satan, because it's just like Cain wasn't Adam's son. He ain't mine. And I always say to this imploder, I know you are the imploder, and I know he was. You know, he already showed signs and symptoms that, you know, he was in love with the white world, you know, that's out there. And y'all have no idea what we go through as black people. You have no idea that we don't even want to be around you no more, you know, because of what y'all have done to us and who y'all are. And look what y'all do. You went in there and took, they went in there and took these people's 11 kids, and they kidnapped them kids. What's the crime here? They're poor. Oh, look at their clothes, it was dirty. Oh, they didn't have any running water. Ooh, you know, we're gonna civilize them, you know, and then they're gonna barneyfy them kids' minds and stuff like that. And even if they do go back to the parents, they always gonna have this little trigger thing that the cops then put inside their head, that if things get harder, you guys run low on food, call us and we'll come out and body snatch everybody else again and jail the fathers. What's their crime? I mean, you're trying to make hardcore criminals out of 2 black men who ain't did shit. Your system laws ain't nothing. They false. Just like all of y'all is false. You know, and may y'all get the worst penalty in hell. And so black people, you have to, you know, and then watch this. The imploder ended up being put in a mental hospital, you know, in our family mental hospital. They committed his ass, and barely his with all his allegations and shit that he said, could not stand up in court. But they tried to come out and punk me. They tried to come out with the cops and the social workers and CPS and all that, trying to child protective, you know what I mean. We heard you had minors, and so does half of motherfucking America have minors. What did that mean? B, you know what I mean? That's how I talk to them. I have no respect for them. You know, God said in Ezekiel that He coming, He gonna destroy all they wicked asses. You know, I don't have no respect for them. We heard that you had some minors. We heard that it was neglect and abuse in your home. We heard that people didn't have enough food. We heard. You know, and here's what I said. And you can keep on hearing, B. We got enough food. We all right. You know, and you don't have a warrant or anything else to say that you can come in my house. If you're gonna do something, I told the cops straight to their face. You go do it the legal and proper way. If you ain't doing it the legal and proper way, then basically get the F off of my damn land. You know, and basically they huddled up like, and then the cops gonna say, well, just because you won't tell us the names of the people on the inside, we have the right to kick your fence down and put handcuffs on you. And I said, bitch, when you come through my fence, know that I'm gonna have your ass. I'm gonna subpoena your ass to court so damn fast, and I'm gonna sue you and your department. You can't violate my 14th Amendment right, and my 4th Amendment right, and my 5th Amendment right to be silent. I don't have to tell you nothing. You know, you ain't authority in my head. And then he tried to bypass me, and they try to bypass me and talk to my wife. My wife and my children is not going to speak to you. They know better. I know how y'all run. And black people, y'all gotta educate yourself before y'all go out there and do anything like that. Before you try to live set apart, you gotta understand the circumstances of the place that you're going to. You gotta dig a septic system. You gotta have some kind of water tanks and everything else set up in play. So just in case the implosion happened, where you got some coon Negro on the inside who want to live in white world, you know, and he can't stand being set apart because he like all the luxuries of the world. You know, you can't do nothing with a fool like that. But he can't go to a place and live in a compound, you know, in close quarters, because basically they TV minded, they superficial. So anyway, I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna be done because I'm so pissed off. I just want to cuss. I just really want to say my mind. And it's just unfortunate, you know, that we can't really say what we think and feel. You know, I'm pretty sure people can feel my energy, but you can't say what you think and feel. So I'm gonna tell y'all what an implosion is. It's an instant of something collapsing violently inward, and that's what they do to the black family. A sudden failure or collapse of an organization or system, an implosion. So how they destroy us is you got the imploder sent by Satan, and the inside Satan spawn, and he goes out there and he gets them to come in and screw us all over. And so when you going out to a compound in a place like that, anybody starting these ranches and all that kind of stuff in these compounds, you better keep your eyes peeled for the imploder. You gotta ask people how they feel. You gotta ask people what they want. You know, and if people are showing signs and symptoms that they need to go outside, they need video games, they need TV, they need this, they need that, those are people that you would want to get rid of. You know, if you're going to be living set apart, you got to be willing to get rid of their Western crap and they craptology that we call it. You know, you got to get rid of all of their technology craptology. So you got to know your Fourth Amendment you know, rights, which states the right of the people to be secure in their persons, their houses, their papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall be issued. You got to know your 14th Amendment right, and even if they barge in and everything else, basically, and you know, you got to know what to expect. Okay, say they got a warrant and they barged in, they can only do what that warrant says. And so you need to have that warrant in your hand where you can look and see. Don't let them just muscle you. Sit down, get out on the floor, to treat you like you some hardened criminals and stuff like that. Minors can request parents to be present. They want to take your kids and pull them to the side in the room and question your kids. That's illegal. You know, at it. They try to make it legal. Oh, we got abuse and neglect on you guys, so we need to talk to the kids alone, and they're gonna try to coax those kids into going against the parent. That's the devil. So if the minor asks for a parent to be present, it is the equivalent of asking for a lawyer, and questioning need to stop immediately. And you can advise your children, do not say anything to these pigs. Don't say nothing to these pigs. CPS social workers need a warrant to enter your house. We heard they try to use that shit on me. We heard there are minors in the house, so we need to come in. Bitch, you ain't coming in. I wouldn't have your filthy ass in my house, you fucking rat devil. You know, and they don't like for me to talk to them like that, but I will. In order for an officer of the court to enter your home against your will, be it a social worker or the police officer, they must have a warrant in their hand when they step through your door, and they are only allowed to do what that warrant states. Videotaping cops and social workers. So when they come to your house, if they come to my house, immediately I advise them that video is being recorded and uploaded to a server. That way they can't snatch your shit. You know what I mean? You got to be ready for their asses. If you want to be out on the compound, you got to know the devil is coming for you, and the devil is coming for us, all of us right now. It ain't no coincidence. That's happening all over the world. That just happened to me. You know, and it wasn't no coincidence. The devil is calling his children, and his children is imploding. I guarantee you what happened on Dallas Rand. I guarantee you. I mean, if these people are worshiping God anyway, right? There's going to be some disgruntled people on the inside that's going to contact and tell all the secrets of their ranch and their places on the outside, so they can screw everybody over because they miserable devils inside. If you have advance notice or suspect that you are being investigated and expect a home visit, you may be able to document the front door or in-home conversation with a video camera or audio tape recorder. It is not unlawful to conceal the camera or recorder so that the social worker or police officer is unaware of the taping. If you recording them on the telephone, you can only record your side of the conversation for your own protection. And as a parent, it is your right to know why you are being investigated. While CPS cannot reveal who made the report, since their identity must remain confidential, but us as black people, we know who made that report. You know, it ain't no anonymous shit with us. We know the coon who did it. You can and should ask questions such as, what are the allegations made against me? What information are you looking for? And what are your concerns? Like I said, everybody ain't cut out to be set apart. Everybody ain't us. Everybody don't have the spirit. And you got to know exactly what to do and how to do it in these situations, because they going to come, the police is going to come, the social workers is going to come, CPS is going to come and abuse their authority on you, because they hoping that you be scared when they come of them. This is Raptor News.